Hey, what's up? This is Chosen. It is Thursday, February 18th, and we know what the 10X is going to be. So I will get you all caught up on everything you need to know going on in Raid heading into this weekend. So let's get into it. Alrighty, so first of all, you can see here the summon rush that it starts in 17 hours and 49 minutes right there, that clock. It's going to be different by the time you watch this, but at the time you're recording it, that's what it is. That's usually a pseudo countdown, something you can use to gauge exactly when the 10X event is going to launch, because usually it coincides with the summon rush that is going to be going on in honor of the 10X. But let's get straight to the point and break down the champions that are going to be in the 10X and get you my thoughts. So the champions that are in it are going to be Umbral Enchantress, Sandlash Survivor, Crimson Helm, Seneschal, War Chief, Maui Tankard, Anger, and KRISK the Ageless. So now we will quickly go through them and just give you my overall thoughts on each champion. Umbral Enchantress is a pretty cool epic that has a good role in the game. She can do a lot of lockout CC type stuff, and I will actually bring her into some Doom Tower battles just because this ability right here, the Undying Evil, is AoE, 100% chance when booked, provoke for 2 turns, and then she's also got AoE block buffs here for 3 turns, which is pretty insane. Lots of CC and utility out of Umbral, a very cool epic. Sandlash Survivor is also a very cool epic, most notably known for the A2 here, that is AoE, and then also decreases the duration of all enemy buffs by 1 turn, and increases the duration of all of your buffs by 1 turn on your team, and she scales with defense, so definitely a cool epic as well. Crimson Helm is definitely a pretty decent epic. I think she gets undersold a little bit, but definitely fits the theme of a provoker with the 4 times at random, and then when booked, you're gonna have a 95% chance to place the provoke there, and she also scales with defense. And then the On Guard here can revive on death and also do AoE increased defense for your whole team. For Seneschal, the provoke is not very reliable unless it is booked. You can see here it goes all the way from 50 to 100 in terms of using books on it or not. And then another cool thing about him is he does have leech on the A1 here. War Chief can bring a lot of value in the Skinwalkers. I actually had a lot of success using him to help me clear the Skinwalkers faction because you can really lock down one enemy. He's got the 1 enemy provoke for 3 turns and steal 2 buffs from the target. Then he's also got an A1 that can lock things down and provoke. So War Chief can really do damage in the faction wars, helping you lock down some of those Valkyries that you have to face. And then he's also really good against the Magma Dragon boss in the current iteration of the Doom Tower. Maui Tankard, they recently changed how some of the dwarves stand, and she looks so cool now. She used to kind of hold her little hot dog on a stick up and looked kind of weird. Now she just looks super awesome, and Maui's a cool champion that you can do lots of different things around her and build kind of fun teams with the turn meter boost that she does when hit for all allies. And then she's also got AoE provoke, she's got revive, she's S tier in faction wars, so definitely a very cool legendary. Angar is definitely an awesome champion that as well is going to be a little bit undersold by the community, I think. I've seen people do cool things with him, even up in Platinum Arena. He scales with HP, which is kind of a rare role in the game. Not a whole lot of champions scale with HP, so that's cool. He's got a reliable provoke on the A1, and then also reflect damage and an amazing aura in faction crypts. So lots of fun things you can do with Angar. But then we get to the crown jewel of this 10X, in my opinion, and that is KRISK the Ageless. I mean, I don't even really need to go into it. KRISK is one of the best champions in the game. The AoE A1 with the big version of decreased speed, scales with defense, has CC, ally protection, basically wears an amazing shield set as a passive. I could go on and on. KRISK is just a ridiculous champion, and if you get him, you're going to be using him in a lot of different areas. And then just to wrap it up for you really quick, it is Umbral Enchantress, Sandlash Survivor, Crimson Helm, Seneschal. The legendaries are War Chief, Maui Tankard, Anger, and KRISK the Ageless. So, not bad in terms of champions. You guys know my sentiment by now on these 10X events. I generally think for 95% of you, the better option is going to be to wait until a 2X event to get more bang for your buck in terms of legendaries acquired per shard and epics as well. Now, the 10X events can be a good opportunity to chase some of those S tier epics. If you see somebody like a Miscreated Monster or a Stag Knight, one of these epics, Ugo, that are part of a 10X, that's how I like to use the 10X events. chasing legendaries is tough. It really only makes sense for like high spenders that are really legendary chasing. Like if they put out some expensive void offers where you can get a bunch of void shards and it's somebody who's a high spender, then yeah, it might make sense. This is your best opportunity to go for a KRISK. Maybe they've already got a lot of the other void S tier legendaries and they're a high spender that wants to chase KRISK, then this event would make sense for them. But for those of you that are diligent about your spending and trying to get the most bang for your dollar when it comes to acquiring good champions, my recommendation again would be to hold off and wait for a 2x event, even though I do think this event in terms of being a 10x it's an above average one, and KRISK is definitely an amazing champion. In terms of what's going on in game right now, we do have a Dragon tournament ending in the next day. You'll want to pay attention to that and at least get up here to get the Astrolon Fusion rare on the right side here, and then take a look if your group is winnable or not and kind of gauge how hard you're going to go on the Dragon tournament. We'll have an Ice Golem tournament starting right when that one ends, and then we also have a Classic Arena takedown starting when that one ends as well. Then for the events, you've still got a long time on the champion training, but you do want to make sure and take note of that to at least get to the 7150 if you're going to be going for the Fusion. And then we will have a Dungeon Divers starting right around the time the Summon Rush starts, which will basically kick off the 10x. But you do want to make sure, if you're going to be pulling for the 10x, you want to confirm in-game. You want to go to the eye, and they will usually list down here on the bottom. They'll put the portraits of the champions that are in the 10x. Don't just blindly take a countdown clock or something as the cue to start. You always want to go into the eye in the summoning portal and confirm before you pull your shards. Last thing you want to do is end up pulling too soon or something and be like, oh, I didn't know it wasn't live yet. So definitely check that out if you're going to be participating in the 10x. And then we've also got the Artifact Enhancement event ending in the next day, so you're going to want to make sure you at least get the top row done and get the points required for the Astrolon Fusion champion here. Then we'll take a look in the shop and see if anything is worth taking note of here today. I don't think this one's going to be super good, but it does have books and chickens. So let's go ahead and plug it in just in case you are curious. We've got XP brews of 80, and then we're going to have 8 and 5 on the tomes. And we'll go rank 4, 6, and then 4, okay? 6 and 4. 2.19. So this one's not amazing in my opinion, but for an early to mid-game player that leans towards the higher end of spending, I could see it making sense. The monthly pack we know is a 2.45 in value if you're curious on that. The Mega Mix pack, okay? This is also going to be 50, but it's structured a little bit differently. We're going to go 8 and 10, so a lot more chicken on this one. And then 40 times 4, 160 on the brews, and 350 gems. Okay, 5 days of XP. 2.01. So again, kind of similar to the last one. It just scales a little bit more towards the chicken side and takes away the books. So of the two, I would probably lean towards getting the books if I had to choose between the Great Deal and this Mega Mix pack here, but neither one's like a super recommendation from me. The mini mix, it is what it is. It's a daily thing. And then here we come, more speed packs coming down the line. I've covered this extensively. I've done dedicated videos on this. This only makes sense for the very higher tier of players that are high spenders in the game and are really prioritizing maybe making platinum arena pushes and stuff. Other than that, you can get a lot more bang for your dollar as opposed to keeping 1 or 2 speed pieces for $30. So that covers most of what I wanted to discuss in this video. I know some of you are curious on the status of 2X events, what's coming up next, and when it's going to happen if Plarium goes by their normal rotation. And next in the rotation is going to be Ancients. They typically go Void, Ancient, Sacred, Void, Ancient, Sacred. So next we're going to be going with Ancient Shards, and that 2X should be launching in about 8 days if Plarium goes by their normal rotation. But yeah, that's going to do it for me on this one. Later on today, I will release a video covering my thoughts on Valheim and if it is a good purchase or not, because I have played it. It is kind of the Darwing of the gaming universe right now. Everybody's hyping it up and talking about it and wondering if they should buy it or not, play it or not, what's going on with this game that's getting all this hype. It's almost up to 100,000 subscribers on Reddit, which is crazy for how long it's been out. So I have dove in and played it for a while. I will get you my full thoughts on if I think it's worth the money, if I think it's a good purchase, if it's worth the hype and all of that type of stuff. So if you're watching this video right when it came out, I'm going to be heading over to stream for a few hours. There's a link down below in a pinned comment, nice and easy to find, that will notify you that I am live if you want to come hang out. So as always, thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.